This video is the first video in a series of videos about breeding our boxer. It's generally useful for breeding dogs. This one is specific to our girl. Her name is Clanton's Minnie Mouse. She is a reverse brindle boxer, and she is one of a line of boxers that we have bred. Her mother we bred before her, and of course that's where she came from. Her mother bred twice, had 2 litters. Minnie Mouse has had 2 litters thus far. This is her 3rd litter. Her mother's 2nd litter requires C-section, and so we had her fixed at the time, and so she is done breeding. And but Minnie Mouse is following in her footsteps. Minnie Mouse has had 2 beautiful litters before. So I want to start this series out, I want to talk about breeding dogs, responsible breeding, and some of the aspects of breeding as we get started. Right now, Minnie Mouse is with her husband. They're on their honeymoon. That's my wife's definition of this activity anyway. And she's with a breeder up in Huntsville, Texas, called Adventure Kennels, a great breeder, a responsible breeder. Let's talk about why you would breed your dog, why we breed our dogs, why you shouldn't breed your dogs maybe. But first, if you're going to breed, understand this is not about making money. Professional breeders with numerous dams and sires, with numerous kennels, with numerous bills, feed, water, AC and heat in some cases, depending on where you're located. It is not a big money-making venture. You can make a living doing it, but to do it responsibly takes great effort to be able to breed for a living. We breed out of passion. We have a passion for breeding. If you're a home breeder, please have a passion. What is that passion based on? That passion is based on, one, for us to breed. We love boxers. We love the demeanor of boxers. We think boxers are some of the greatest companion dogs ever. We love their attitude. We love their dimension. We love their look. We love everything about boxers. That's the reason we breed boxers. We also breed our girls because we love providing quality companion pets. Now, you can also love it if you understand conformation and you want to breed show dogs. Totally appropriate. Have a passion for it. In our case, it's a passion for breeding companion dogs. We've homed 4 litters now. Each and every one of them has gone to a home, and we think each and every one of them has gone to a good home. Obviously, we can't be sure. We don't regulate the homes in which they live, but be sure that we will not let them go to a home that we feel is anything less than a quality home. We choose to sell our dogs, and we choose to whom we sell our dogs. We have had dogs that have gone and have come back. We rehome those dogs. We're responsible for these animals from the time they're conceived up until the end. We have a return policy. If you want to return your dog to us for rehoming, we will make an effort to rehome your dog. Listen to me, the pound is full of dogs. The streets are full of dogs. If you just want a dog, you can get a dog. That is not a problem. So we do not breed because there's any shortage of dogs. We purely breed out of passion. In our case, it's a passion for boxers, and it's a passion for companion animals, providing quality companion animals. This requires that we breed responsibly. What does that mean? We must breed to good characteristics. If we're breeding a specific breed of animals, in this case boxers, we will not breed substandard animals. Let me tell you that our Minnie Mouse, her sister's with us as well. Her sister has never bred. They're around 3.5 years old. She never bred. She was fixed because she was not the kind of dog that we felt was a good companion dog. She has some minor dog aggression issues. They're manageable, but they're there. She's extremely high-strung. She is not the kind of dog you breed if your goal is to create companion dogs. She is extremely good conformation. We don't breed show dogs, so we don't breed her. She was fixed before she ever had, well, she had the chance to breed. We had her fixed because we chose not to breed her. Being responsible breeders means that there are some dogs that simply should not be bred. Brindy is a good example of that. She's a great dog. We love Brindy Silly, but she's so high-strung. She's so overly energetic, even in her adult years, that we don't want to replicate that energy in a companion dog, so we chose not to breed her. That's part of being responsible. Obviously, health considerations are part of being a responsible breeder. If you have a dog, just about every breed, for purebred dogs at least, just about every breed has some issue or issues that are associated, health issues that are associated with that breed. For example, boxers, heart issues, heart murmurs, heart abnormalities are not uncommon in boxers. Hip dysplasia, not uncommon in boxers. These things are also not uncommon in many breeds. We do not breed to those negative characteristics. If our bitch or our sire were to come up with those characteristics, we would certainly love them till the end of their life, but we would choose not to breed them. That's part of being a responsible breeder. Also, being a responsible breeder means you don't overbreed your animals. Don't think there's an argument about when you start breeding a dog. Any dog should be at her second heat or beyond. Generally means 18 to 24 months, depending upon the cycle time for that dog. Should never breed a dog prior to their second cycle. Always pass the dog over on their first cycle. That's pretty agreed. Now, frequency, it's a little iffy. For safety's sake, accept the more conservative answer, which is every other cycle at most. In the case of boxers, 9-month cycles usually, so that means they're going to only breed every 18 months. Generally speaking, you only breed them till they're about 6 years old, just slightly over. If you do the math, you realize that a good boxer that's held till she's at least 18 months, if not 2 years old, and breeds every other cycle, it is not a money-making venture. This is about passion. Please, please don't breed a dog for the sake of money. You will just be disappointed, and you will only add to a greater problem, which is the overproliferation of dogs. Also, your dam and sire selection. Breed with intention. In our case, our Minnie Mouse is a reverse brindle. That means she's black with a little bit of brown poking through. Her sire is a flashy fawn. We made the selection. One, he's a quality dog. He belongs to a quality kennel. We understand his lineage, and we understand his characteristics. And based on Minnie Mouse's history and prior breedings, we also expect to get a good mix of colors in this litter. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's what we're hoping for, is what we're breeding toward. And so the intent there is to meet the needs of many possible dog owners and having homes for all of our babies. Have a vision for homes for your dogs before you ever breed. You don't need to have pre-agreed contracts. You don't need a waiting list, but you need to have a vision that you're committed to homing your dogs, whatever that means. If we have to give a dog away to get a puppy into a good home, that's what we would do. We obviously are trying to recover some of our simple costs of breeding when we home our dogs, but we don't consider that we sell our dogs. We do get money for them. We do not get top dollar. It's not our intention. But it's more about the quality of the home they go to than the quality of the price that they fetch. That's the beauty of being home breeders. We don't require an income from breeding our dogs. That's not our intention ever. Minnie Mouse went up to see her husband. This is her third litter. Her first 2 litters had the same sire, also at the same kennel. He became less virile with the years, and so we've chosen for a new sire. So there are things that go into choosing a new sire. There's considerations. Anytime you breed your dog, please do not go to your neighbor who you think has a great dog and just throw them together and move on. You need to understand the lineage of that dog. That dog needs to be tested for brucellosis. Brucellosis it is a sexually transmitted disease in dogs. It can have considerable negative effects to either the dam or the sire. Brucellosis should be tested. Our Minnie Mouse has been with no other dog except with the kennel that we are currently siring with, and she gets a brucellosis check every cycle. Now, or every time she breeds. Her husband does not, but every dam or every bitch that he's with is tested. Therefore, we can be assured that he is clean of brucellosis, and there's no risk of passing brucellosis on to our girl. Our girl's health and welfare in this whole event is of the utmost importance. We love her not for her breeding skills or the fact that she's an amazingly good mama, which she is. We love her for her, and we choose to breed her, and will only do it under the best circumstances. Also, you need to make a choice. Artificial insemination is becoming a very popular technique. It's widely practiced. It's quite a viable alternative. Natural breeding, obviously it's natural. It gets a few little credits because it's natural. But in our case, if we have multiple documented natural breedings, that's all that's really needed. If there's uncertainty or if it wasn't witnessed, then AI will be added to that. Artificial insemination will be added to that just to confirm that she is well and properly bred at the time that we choose to breed her. You invest effort, time, and even some money in sire fees. If you're going to do this, you want to make sure it's successful. So for that purpose, we will make use of natural breeding primarily, but if there's any uncertainty to the breeding, we will use AI as an added benefit. So, Minnie Mouse is off. She's being bred. She'll be back to us in a couple of weeks. We will track her time from the first known breed, and we'll begin to count through her gestation period. The next video will show Minnie Mouse. In that video, obviously, she'll be back, and then we'll start talking about the nutritional requirements for our gestating mamas. You probably won't see a video for a while because for the first 6 months, or excuse me, the first 6 weeks of her 9-week gestational period, nothing changes. She's treated identical to before she bred. Her food regimen doesn't change, frequency doesn't change, food type doesn't change. It'll only begin to change once she is 6 weeks and beyond in her 9-week gestation period. So with that, for now, I'll close. I'll encourage you, if you're watching these and your intention is to breed, please, please, please be responsible. We do not want to create any greater tax on the animal control, animal management systems. We do not want to create dogs that have to be either rehomed multiple times or even worse yet, potentially destroyed. That is ridiculously irresponsible. If you have a bitch or you have a sire, potential sire, who is not going to breed, they are either socially or health-wise, they should be disqualified from breeding. Please get your pet spayed or neutered. There is no excuse for unintentional breeding of particularly animals that are maintained as pets in a home. There is no excuse. Please be responsible. We'll get back to you on the next video when she's about 6 weeks in, so it'll be about 6 weeks from now. And we'll start talking about gestational nutrition. Thank you.